Sam Bankman-Fried, CZ, Mr. Wonderful. Guys, put on the gloves. The fight has just begun. I have so many articles, bringing in my producer, Emmy. She is fired up today. Not so much on the NFT side, but she can't believe some of the things that she is reading and seeing. Today on OG Crypto. Guys, my name is Troy. We have producer Emmy with me. We go over every day the most recent articles in digital assets as well as NFTs. And Sam Bankman-Fried is now popping his ugly head up because he cannot stop talking. We're going to jump into that. Before we do, though, let's go hit that subscribe button. Boom, boom, boom. We're growing this channel. It's been crazy. Let's continue making it crazy. Right to the article. Sam Bankman-Fried yesterday, 10 hours ago. So Maxine Waters has gotten a lot of hell. She is the head of the House Financial Service Committee. She has shielded Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried for such a long time. And now she's feeling pressure from everyone, everywhere. But she still treats it like little gloves, little, hand glove when it comes to Sam Bankman-Fried. They said they wouldn't subpoena him. She said, I would. And we're going, well, people are going, subpoena him. Well, he finally responded after the deadline that she had set. And this is what he said in his little tweet here. He says, well, I still do not, number one, I still don't have any access to much data, professional or personal. So there is a limit to what I do. I'll be able to say, and I won't be as helpful as I'd like. But as the committee still thinks it would be useful, I'm willing to testify on the 13th. Guys, this guy should be in jail and dragged his ass into fucking court, not being a little beep. There you go. You don't ask this guy, you tell this guy. Okay? Let's go over the facts. Right before, when he was collapsing, when CZ came out and said, I'm dumping FTT tokens, the illegal securities that Gary Gensler allowed to go, his own current cryptocurrency, which Sam Bankman-Fried produced at any time, any day, just to pay his debts off, to make his balance sheet look better. CZ had bought into it at the very beginning when they first began SBF or FTX many years ago. He said, I'm dumping him. I'm done with you. I'm done with Sam Bankman-Fried. He's a liar. He's a cheat. And he dumped him, and it caused the FTT token to go down, which, as they've used as collateral, then caused a liquidation moment. Well, at that point, Sam Bankman-Fried got really desperate and went and talked to CZ and said, CZ, you want to buy FTX? And CZ said, let me see your financials. Sam Bankman-Fried and people in his organization sent over the financials, and CZ came back and said, F you, these are all fraud. It's all junk. I'm not touching your company. At that moment, only days later, did Sam Bankman-Fried go in and go into bankruptcy with FTX as well as Alameda. Now you're telling me that days before, when he sent over his financials and his paperwork to CZ at Binance, that he didn't know what he owned, and he didn't know that what it was in debt for, and he didn't know that billions of dollars had disappeared? Come on, guys, that's stupid. That is just stupid. And the cover-up continues. Next tweet. So yesterday, CZ got into it with several different people, including Sam Bankman-Fried, called him out, and guess what he did? He put a thread together calling out Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary's been called out by BitBoy. He's saying he's part of all this fraud. And CZ is now alluding to the same thing. Where there's smoke, there is fire. And it says it straight up. First tweet of many tweets, of 11 tweet thread here. And he says this right to Kevin O'Leary. It seems 15 million not only changed Kevin O'Leary's mind about crypto, it also made him align with a fraudster. Is he seriously defending Sam Bankman-Fried? And he goes over and over how many of these times did he do this. He also shows that he says, we exited FTX a year and a half ago in July of 2021. Since then, FTX invested in a myriad of companies totaling $5.5 billion, including but not limited to. He gives all the companies that Sam Bankman-Fried went ahead and became part of. As you see, guys, if you're on Twitter, you guys need to see this. Read the CZ tweets yesterday. He continued today. It says, worse than losing 15 million, you'd think you'd be used to being used as a poster child for one of the greatest financial crimes in history would make Kevin O'Leary think twice before taking Sam at his word again, but clearly not, based on his appearance on Squawk Box yesterday. This was embarrassing. For the first time ever, I'll back up. I'm a Kevin O'Leary fan, Mr. Wonderful. I love Shark Tank. Yeah, he's a little harsh. He has, he's there. I thought he was doing something good for crypto when he came out. Now, when I watch these interviews on Squawk Box, Kevin O'Leary stops looking at the camera. If you just study Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank, he's looking at every single person eye to eye. You're going to notice that Kevin O'Leary right now is not looking at Joe. Okay? Joe from Squawk Box, right? He's stopped looking. He's looking away. He looks distressed. He doesn't know what to say. He's looking down. Guys, there is smoke that Mr. BitBoy, Ben Armstrong put together. Now there's fire. This is happening. CZ knows something. Crypto Space, Twitter Spaces are now pulling him up as being one of the guys that were above Sam, that had a greater plan, including his parents and including Justin's son. There's a lot going on here. It looks ugly. Look at that face. That face isn't someone that's confident. That's a face of the more they dig, the more that his name keeps popping up, the more they'll find. Mr. O'Leary, Justin's son, parents, guess what, guys? You put it on the blockchain, you're going to get caught. The dots can be connected. Next article. GameStop to drop crypto efforts as Q3 losses near 95 million. This is, to me, GameStop has been the biggest fraud. One of the biggest frauds that have been out there. Gary Gensler lets this thing roll. It's a pump and dump. It's been a pump and dump now for a year. It just doesn't make any sense. When GameStop got into the crypto market, what they did, they made a splash with Immutable X. Immutable X was partnered with them on their site saying you can use our platform, our NFT platform, to sell your GameStop NFTs. Well, now as we go down here, we look at it, there's a few things that are pretty funny about this. GameStop pushed numerous Web3 related products, the most recent being the NFT marketplace, went live on October 31st on Immutable X. So back in summer, Immutable X, to make sure that they got GameStop and a lot of games and a lot of NFTs and connections there, they paid GameStop handsomely in the Immutable X token, IMX token. Guess what GameStop did? Guess what Immutable X did? You betcha. Once they paid, you saw GameStop cash out. Immutable X was so dumb and so stupid that they didn't make GameStop lock up their money. What they did, lock up their tokens. What they did, GameStop immediately took those tokens, sent it right to a exchange, sold them off for cash immediately. Now, 3, 4, 5 months later, what does GameStop say? Thank you very much, you dumbass, for giving us all this money, and we're now getting out of it. So now you're telling me the contract didn't even have a length of time that they had to produce NFTs or put NFTs out? My God, how poorly was Immutable X? I thought when you go to Immutable X's site, and I bought NFTs off of Immutable X, I thought it was pretty poor in the first place, but Elio Trades and a lot of other people were pushing Immutable X hard, and then all of a sudden people jumped into it, but they never transacted on it. And I remember the day that the very first Super Farm launch on Immutable X with Elio Trades, and it was a complete nightmare for Elio. And it's funny because then he had turned around and he launched his main collection on OpenSea. I knew that this Immutable X was bound for garbage, bad decisions, VCs making bad decisions, backing this company. Immutable X is nowhere to be found right now, meaning that they're just not a company that anyone wants to invest in. They just keep continually making bad decisions. All right, guys, I'm going to bring in our producer, Emmy, on the next one. How you doing, Emmy?
I have a cold. I don't feel very good, but I am very excited to talk about this story. Absolutely crazy.
Yes.
Yes.
This is one of the very first countries that have adopted, not put in a test mode, but have adopted CBDCs. I will now turn it over to you. I know you did a little research on it, and it has blown your mind.
Okay, so let me preface this. I really like crypto, and I think the possibility that it has to revolutionize our world is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But this part is absolutely. So Nigeria bans ATM cash withdrawals over $225 a week to force use of a CBDC. So this is wild. If you want to take your money out of an ATM, you are limited to $225 a week to have physical
How
cash.
about a bank?
Now, if you want to go into the bank, right, because that was a really good question. You brought that up immediately. Okay, what if you walk in? Is it just ATMs? It gets worse. So if you go in, okay, and you want to pull out, I want to say they're using $45 as the increment explaining all of this with. If you want to pull out $45 from inside and you want that your money same day, it's a 5%.
5%, because the bank holds your money till you get your money back.
I'm gobsmacked at this, that you would have to pay a service fee to get your own money.
I'm sure it's going to be worse when if there's a run on the bank, the central bank's going to shut it down.
I know we see this a lot in other countries, where there's runs on the banks, and we've seen some crazy stuff. But for this to come to America,
well, you mean to Nigeria?
But for this to even be a possibility in America freaks me out.
Yes, because I mean we already know that we're testing CBDCs. The New York Fed is testing it. Now banks want to test their own CBDCs, have their own coins. We're seeing this, and there's so much that's going on. So what Nigeria is trying to do here is say they're forcing everyone to use CBDCs.
Yes.
But the unbanked is so high in Nigeria that it's going to be so hard to deal with. You have to educate people, but they're not educating anybody here, right? They're forcing it on their people, and it's turning into this complete mess. They want a cashless society. They talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So actually, I just noticed this part right here. According to CBDC tracker from the American think tank Atlantic Council, Nigeria is one of 11 countries to have fully deployed a CBDC. 15 other countries have launched pilots. Is set to join.
Mm-hmm. So India's going to go into provinces, and they're going into cities first. So it's not going to be the entire country, but it's all about how they roll this out. Now, you can roll it out and parallel with your fiat.
Yes.
Or like Nigeria, basically you're saying, I'm going to limit your own money unless you start using CBDCs. So if you don't convert all your money to CBDCs, then we are going to penalize you, basically.
Tax the F out of you until you do what we want. This is absolutely wild. So Nigeria has established that it's a cashless policy in 2012, suggesting a shift away from physical cash would make its payment more efficient, cost of banking service, and improve effectiveness. Wow.
How about spying on your
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like,
because blockchain is unless you have some privacy, blockchain is open.
Completely open.
Right? Yeah. Sam Bankman-Fried knows this. That's why he doesn't open his mouth. He's acting stupid.
He knows he's screwed.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, I guess for me it's a double-edged sword, right? Because I can see all of the positives that crypto would bring, and I think there's a huge positivity of there being some sort of log so that maybe eventually parent, but it also really incurs a lot of issue on user, because if you're not able to use cash at all, everything is traced.
Yes.
Forever.
Right. Unless you have some type of privacy.
Unless you have some sort of private channel.
Right.
But like how to get that and to be that, you know what I mean? It's like.
Right. I mean, so privacy hasn't, the privacy coins and privacy companies that are on blockchain haven't developed enough to be in this space. And that's going to be really a public outcry for a lot of citizens all over the world, right? Mm-hmm. Because what's going to happen is a central bank cannot be transparent. I mean, cannot be just open,
yeah.
right? Because they see everything they do, right? So they're going to be on a private chain on one of the blockchains, right? So they're going to do that. For an example, I know that on Ripple or XRP, they can have private chains on there. And so a bank would want that. They don't want all the transactions transparent. So there's just a lot going on, but I think that some of these countries want to jump way ahead without thinking about it first. And this is part of the issue that we're having.
Oh,
so
absolutely, big time. I've actually brought in a CBDC expert. His name is Bear. Bear has some very hot takes on that we will be adding in next week.
All right, so let's jump into the next one. Watcher Guru says Sam Bankman-Fried secretly funded crypto news site The Block. Axios reports. Tell us about this.
So this is kind of crazy, and it's really big news today. I haven't seen too many details, but it's really interesting that he would be funding a crypto news site.
To run his narrative?
To run his narrative.
Mm-hmm. And for running his narrative, what did Sam Bankman-Fried give them? I
don't know exactly how much money they were giving. I'm sorry. It was. I do have this. $27 million.
Mm-hmm.
$27 million. So it looks like, he's out giving, Kevin O'Leary 15, giving these people 20.
Right.
Giving the Democrats, who knows how many millions.
Tens of millions.
Who knows how many millions. Okay?
Right.
And they're all saying, oh, he's the white knight of crypto.
Jim Cramer called him this generation's JP Morgan. I think that he should be this generation's Bernie Madoff. He is. But Bernie Madoff's still alive, so he's just a mirror image. He's Bernie Madoff
Jr.
2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What a bunch of crap. Again, buying influence. That's all he did, was buy influence to keep his little world rolling forward to screw everybody. Right?
Yeah.
All right. And the last, and this is not so much into crypto, but this is insane. I mean, look at that. How many have gone up? How many likes on this one tweet thread's gone up since you looked at it in 20 minutes?
I don't know.
10%?
Yeah, 10%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Twitter Files Part 2 came out. And we all know, it says Twitter blacklist, Bari Weiss, and she is a founder and editor of the Free Press. And she was heavily sedated, I'll call it sedated, shadow banned, silenced on crypto, on Twitter. And it looks like they shadow banned a lot of people on the red side of the aisle. Anybody talking about it, it looks like it went all the way to the top. In fact, there are Jack Dorsey sightings here that Jack said he quit Twitter because he lost control and he didn't have anything to do with banning anyone. He's testified in front of Congress saying he did not shadow ban anyone. His company has now proven they've shadow banned. Look at this. Here's a doctor, here's a professor from Stanford, and I can't really say his name, Jay Bhattacharya. And he came out about COVID lockdowns would harm children. Well, guess what? Twitter slapped all these things on it. Trend blacklist, make sure it doesn't trend. Report abuse strike. Okay, I'm going to limit how many people are seeing this. This is over and over. Dan Bongino, look at this. This guy got blacklisted everywhere, right? Multiple accounts. He only has
not safe for work view. Oh my god.
Not safe for work view.
My god.
This is because he has his own opinion, right? This is a nightmare.
This is insane.
This is in California. Where's our governor at? Where's he at?
Yeah,
This is First Amendment rights. He cares about some crap, in a different state, but he doesn't care about the human rights that are here in California. He doesn't care about the drug deaths. He doesn't care about...
Newsom doesn't care about anything but himself.
Right. He only cares about votes. That's it. He only does... This is ridiculous. I mean, let's just keep going down. Charlie Kirk, here we go again. And they have all the conversations going back and forth on all the high-level people. They even had their own committee. And the committee, I think, is right here. It's called the Strategic Response Team for Global Escalation Team, or SRT/GET.
Sergeant Get.
Yeah. Often handle up to 200 cases. So a day, right? So they would look at 200, and the next thing I think is that you're going to start seeing that, representatives from the government were telling these people, these Twitter, probably at this point, unemployed, that they were shadow banning people because they didn't believe in the same beliefs. This is not what Twitter was all about. This is bullshit. I mean, you have these people making decisions on who's, if Hunter Biden's laptop, who you can hear about, what the real truth is. They can't get around it. I mean, they use the word hate speech. They use the word, yeah.
So I would like to add in that misinformation is a ploy that the government has been a very, very long time, but this is the first time.
Right. That's the truth. And the problem is it's a flood of truth, right? It's not just a little bit. It's not just I'm dabbling in it.
Technology gives us the ability to prove these things.
Yes. What's going on, Zuck?
Yeah.
You're next, pal. Your company is losing hundreds of millions of dollars, dude. Hundreds of millions of dollars. People stop using, Facebook. They got tired of it. They got tired of your shadow banning.
I stopped using Facebook well over a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, many people, they're all tired of it. You're going down, dude. I mean, now you're in a fight of your life with TikTok, who's now meeting with the president of the United States, a Chinese company that has been told over and over that they're listening to us on our phones. Okay? They're meeting with the president. They hung out at the New York Times big book party on November 30th. The CEO of TikTok, this smells to high hell. That Zuck, you're in trouble, buddy. Yeah. Time to come out with the truth, pal. Time to come out with the truth. Meta ain't happening anymore. It was a nice thought, but people in crypto industry just won't embrace it. They haven't embraced it, and they won't embrace it. No. Well, guys, I know it's pretty controversial today. We wanted to get a lot of information out there. Sorry we didn't put any NFT stuff. This has been a huge day, last 24 hours in the crypto industry. A lot of fights going on, but never a dull day.
I had a thought, okay? Remember celebrity boxing match?
Yes.
I would love to see CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh.
I would love to see
Sam Bankman-Fried can't go anywhere.
But a jail sale.
Jail sale.
Hey.
Guys, thank you very much for joining us. We will be back on Monday with some more crazy information on what's happening in the crypto and the NFT world. You guys take care.
Bye.